Hey guys, Meteorologist Chris Tomer here. Let's talk a little bit of mountain weather, and we've got a number of records that are just continuing to break all-time snow accumulation records and snow water equivalency records. First, this is Brighton, Utah. They just did it. They broke their all-time snow accumulation records, which was 765. Now they're at 772 and headed for 800 very quickly. Alta also broke their all-time record, which was 748. They're way beyond that now, headed to 800 and beyond. The state of Utah has set an all-time, I think I mentioned this yesterday, all-time snow water equivalency record as a state. I mean, it just, California is almost there. Parts of Colorado are doing that, specifically the southern mountains. So it's all happening. All right, let me jump into the forecast and show you. There's a lot of snow that is yet to fall. This got 3 storm systems during this period between now and 4/4. Bullseyes for snow in California, Utah, Wyoming, around Big Sky in Montana, and parts of Colorado as well. I think the next prime time for snow in California is 328, 329, and then another storm system comes in 4/1 through 4/4, and I think we could be looking at 3 feet of snow or more for most of the Sierra once we get to 4/4. So there's a lot of snow, and this could push them over the top in the Tahoe area. And they're in the number 2 position right now, but could easily be pushed into the number 1 position for snow water equivalency records at the Central Sierra Snow Lab. So Tetons prime time coming 3:30 through 4/4. Really steady, heavy sort of snow period for the Tetons. A really favorable flow coming through that area. Let me show you what the pattern's going to look like down the road. Now this is 4/4, and this is the final storm of that period. You can see the area of low pressure, the dip in the jet. That'll be ushering it through the west during that time period. So again, 3 storms between now and 4/4, and that's potentially the final one. I want to go back to this, and I want to show you what the forecast radar and satellite's going to look like. Monday morning, snow through a lot of the Intermountain West. Moving on, here comes the next big storm, 328, 329 into California, and then that moves into the interior, takes a little more of a southern track, but you can see that heavy snow through Utah, Wyoming, Colorado, and there's 331, and there comes the next storm. You can already see it in the Pacific Northwest. That's the one that will take its sweet time and drop to the south with the jet and nail the Pacific Northwest, Oregon State in particular, and then California, and then most of the Intermountain West during that later time period. All right, let's go into the numbers here. So period 1, all of today through the 28th, about a foot coming to Tahoe and Mammoth with that storm system. So that'll come in 328, mostly on 328, and then 329, and then another storm after that. You've got some snow through the interior. Big Sky does pretty good, parts of Mount Bachelor as well. Let me go into the second period. This is 329. So again, there's one storm in California, 328, 329, and then another one, 4/1 through 4/4. So, I mean, all in all, we're looking at about 3 feet of snow for Tahoe and about 3 feet of snow for Mammoth, and potentially more for Mount Shasta. Looking at about 2 feet of total snow for the Wasatch, about at least 2 feet of snow for the Tetons, if not more, and almost 2 feet for Big Sky. Sun Valley and Brundage do well. Look at Colorado during that second period. 2 storm systems look to run through that area, and potentially looking at 1 to 2 feet of accumulation. So that's going to add to that snowpack that's incredibly deep. I mentioned this yesterday. The San Juan, the Southern Mountain snowpack in Colorado is the deepest it's ever been on this date as far as records have been kept. So snow water equivalency. So we're just adding to that right now. Let's look at the Northeast. This is 327 through 4/4. Most of the accumulation is northern Vermont, northern New Hampshire, and northern Maine. There are roughly 2 chances of snow. Neither one is all that big, but get the idea. So there you go. There's a lot of snow that's going to come to the west here between now and 4/4. A lot of snow records will continue to be broken and will continue to fall. Thanks, guys, for tuning in here. Always appreciate it. Take care.